Hey everybody, different video today, and I didn't know how to do this other than make a video because if I had typed this up, it would have been too long, didn't read, don't care, white paper. That's boring. This might be boring too, but I'm going to try. I watched Hellier, and I rewatched it starting yesterday, and I've been watching it and got to the God helmet again. And got me thinking. It rung a bell when I saw it when Dana was describing. They don't talk like us. They talk in colors and emotions and pictures. Right, that rung a bell, and I was like, "Where have I heard that before?" I remembered today. I was at my second job doing it, and I remembered. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Okay, that's a Star Trek episode, Next Generation. What it does is it conveys an entire scene in that language. Now, if you guys are watching from the Hellier crew, Dana, everybody, right? If you guys are watching, then here's what I mean. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. That describes a historic event. In that language, they didn't speak like we speak, linear, subject, predicate. They didn't speak like that. They said if someone dies at a scene, they say something else. They say, what was it? I just thought of this, and I just got back. I'm trying to remember all of the phrases. Of course, nobody knows all the phrases except the writer. It was Shaka when the walls fell. That means a place called Shaka that was a stronghold when the walls fell and the bad guys came in. See, that describes an entire scene, and it invokes an emotion. It describes or names a place that you have previously been taught of, like not a colloquialism, but it describes a reference to something like, remember the Alamo, right? Well, what happened at the Alamo? Well, based on what we've been taught at what happened at the Alamo, we all interpret it differently, but it describes holdouts, attacks, desperation, a whole slew of things. Remember the Alamo. Shaka when the walls fell, right? Okay, there we go. And it describes more than just a linear thing. Like I say, remember the Alamo. Well, what does that have to do with the situation now, right? Well, if you're on a losing side, right, that's a really good descriptor of, describing something in a short sentence, but then it conveys, could say color because Alamo was off in the desert, right? What are the colors of the desert? All right, what time of day was it? Was the sky bright blue? Was it sandy brown because of the dirt in the air? Was it, etc.? You see what I'm saying, right? So it hit me today when I was working. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. And I was like, oh my God, that's how to describe it. That's a good comparator. So, Greg and Dana and everybody, if y'all are listening, we already have a reference for this kind of communication. It's Star Trek, okay? I'll try to put in the description what episode, season, etc. But it's one of the classic high-end sci-fi, deep sci-fi that Star Trek has gone on, where it takes a big leap for us to relate to it and for us to understand it. A big leap. I'm serious, because if you've ever seen the episode, then you know what I'm talking about. I urge you to watch it, and I also urge always to get into Star Trek, because it's a great way to be, just personally speaking. But But yeah, it hit me, and I had to, because I'm really into Hellier. Okay, now I've been not telling you guys this stuff, right? I know I've been tweeting like a crazy person coming out of the woodwork from the internet, right? Okay, but um, like you guys have stumbled onto the path out of the matrix, kind of, sort of, even that simplifying it. Okay, um, there's no easy way to put it. You know, y'all have lived it. I've lived my own version of it, and um, yeah, the initiation thing, the idea that you're being initiated for some reason, that's true. That is correct. That is correct. Initiation gets your mindset ready for doing something, right? For being a different way, for crossing, for going through the veil, okay? That's what initiation does. And that's the whole thing about ceremony, is it gets you ready to be able to process that kind of thing in your mind. And it gets us ready to go through the door, because that's why everybody doesn't do it. It doesn't happen all the time, because it's not like a carnival ride or something that you can do or not do and come back from it and go back to whatever you were doing before. No, it's a life-changing thing. It really is. And I know I've sounded like a crazy person who says I have to stay on this planet. Well, I was only half joking, because once you do it, you're changed forever, but you're elevated forever too. And it's, yeah, the frequency here is, we're locked here, okay? And those 3 tones, yeah, that's a big part of it. Kudos on the show also. Oh my God, show is excellent. I've been telling y'all, this is what the next level of paranormal research looks like, because we're leading out of the matrix right now. This is, if we could get, well, if more people would get on board with it, right, then more people would become elevated, and the frequency would change out of the matrix. Out of the matrix, because we're here, and this is what we do. And I love that, the Estes method, where are you doing this? Are you doing this? Like, how did you do this? Dude, that's a network interface. We have it built into us. We just need a signal in and out. And I think the God Helmet did that. Okay, this has been a crazy video. Crazy enough. You don't need me. You see the hashtag? There it is. Hashtag Hellier. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you discover on your journey. You're doing great. And you're so close. You're so close. You have no idea. And you haven't done any drugs, and that's awesome. Because that's why a lot of people, these old religions, that's why they do the drugs, to change the frequency of their reality, and they can open up the interface that we have built into our heads. Okay, we have the interface. We have everything we need. We just got to use it. All that third eye and the tones and, oh, yeah. Okay, that's it for this one. Thanks. See you in Hellier, or see you in a place like Hellier. Not Hellier all over again, and now it gets weird. Thanks. Out of here. Bye-bye.